Let's start with a simple truth. Coffee is everywhere. It's the drink that powers our mornings, fuels our conversations, and keeps us going through long nights. For many people, it's more than a beverage, it's a daily ritual. But here's the twist. While the world sips away, many doctors don't. And that raises a chilling question. Why would health professionals, who know more than anyone about the body, avoid something most of us drink every single day? Let's dig into this eye-opening story. Because behind that warm cup of comfort might be a health risk we've been ignoring. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is in coffee? Most of us know about caffeine. It's the natural stimulant that gives us that energetic kick. But coffee is more than just caffeine. It contains over 1,000 different compounds. Some are antioxidants, some are acids, some are oils, and some, believe it or not, are classified as potentially harmful substances in high amounts. Sounds complicated? That's because it is. Now here's something most people don't know. Caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. Wait, what? That's right. Caffeine blocks the receptors in your brain that detect fatigue. It doesn't fill you with energy, it just tricks your brain into thinking you're not tired. And here's the kicker. When the caffeine wears off, those receptors bounce back stronger. That's why people crash. That's why you need another cup. And another. Doctors call this a dependency cycle. And for many of them, that's reason enough to step away. But let's talk about the heart. Caffeine is a stimulant. It speeds up your heart rate. It can raise blood pressure, especially in people who are already sensitive to it. For those with hidden heart conditions, this can be dangerous. Some cardiologists even say they've seen patients land in emergency rooms after energy drinks or high doses of coffee. No joke, caffeine can trigger heart palpitations, anxiety, and even arrhythmias in vulnerable people. That's not something most casual coffee drinkers think about. But doctors do. Now, let's zoom in on the brain. Coffee has been shown to boost alertness, memory, and even mood in the short term. Sounds good, right? But here's the darker side. Too much caffeine can lead to insomnia, restlessness, and mental fog. It can even mimic symptoms of anxiety disorders. Rapid heartbeat, shaking hands, shallow breathing, all triggered by your morning brew. Many doctors are hyper-aware of this, especially psychiatrists and neurologists. They've seen patients misdiagnosed with mental illness, when really, they were just overdosing on caffeine. And let's not forget the gut. Ever feel your stomach churn after a strong cup of coffee? You're not alone. Coffee increases stomach acid. That's why it can trigger acid reflux, gastritis, and even ulcers in some people. Gastroenterologists, doctors who treat digestive issues, often advise patients with gut problems to cut coffee altogether. Some even call it a silent stomach saboteur. But it's not just about the body. There's also a hormonal side to coffee. Caffeine triggers the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. If you're constantly sipping coffee, your cortisol levels can stay unnaturally high. Over time, this can lead to burnout, adrenal fatigue, and even immune suppression. In fact, some endocrinologists, doctors who specialize in hormones, recommend patients with thyroid or adrenal issues to avoid coffee completely. Because it can disrupt the delicate balance your body works so hard to maintain. And here's something else. Coffee affects men and women differently. Studies show that women, especially during pregnancy, metabolize caffeine much slower. That means the effects of one cup can last much longer in their system. And worse? Caffeine crosses the placenta. Unborn babies are exposed to every cup the mother drinks. That's why obstetricians often warn pregnant women to either limit or completely avoid coffee. Even small amounts have been linked to miscarriage and low birth weight. Still think coffee is harmless? Let's talk about bone health. Caffeine can interfere with calcium absorption. That means heavy coffee drinkers, especially older adults, may face higher risk of osteoporosis. Orthopedic doctors and geriatric specialists are seeing this trend more and more. Bone thinning, fractures, and slow healing, all linked to long-term high caffeine intake. And here's something chilling. It doesn't take 10 cups a day. Even 3 to 4 cups daily, over years, may quietly weaken your bones. Now, let's talk addiction. Because yes, coffee is physically and psychologically addictive. People experience real withdrawal symptoms when they stop. Headaches, fatigue, depression, irritability. And this dependency is culturally accepted. We joke about needing coffee to function. We glamorize it in movies, ads, and social media. But ask most doctors, and they'll tell you, addiction is addiction. And needing a drug to feel normal is never a good sign. So what about the studies that say coffee is healthy? It's true. Some research shows benefits. Lower risk of Parkinson's, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers. But here's the important part. These benefits often come from moderate consumption. Usually 1 to 2 cups a day. Not 5. Not 8. And most of those studies don't separate caffeine from the other compounds in coffee. So it's hard to say what's helping and what's harming. Doctors aren't trying to scare you. They're just cautious. They've seen the hidden effects that most people overlook. They've treated the patients who didn't realize coffee was hurting them. And many of them choose to avoid coffee, not because it's evil, but because they understand how powerful it truly is. Coffee is a drug. A natural one, yes. But still a drug. So what's the takeaway? If you love coffee, that's okay. But don't let it control you. Listen to your body. Notice how you feel with it, and without it. Maybe you function fine on 1 cup a day. Great. But if you need it to wake up, survive the day, and fight through the night, it might be time to ask yourself, who's in control, you or your coffee? Doctors aren't avoiding coffee because they're fun killers. They're avoiding it because they know what it does inside the body. And now, so do you. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more health insights from Human Health Hub. We'll be back soon with another eye-opening topic. Until then, stay curious and stay healthy.